Okay, so first we're going to see the main menu. Uh, yeah, okay. So this is the file menu. File menu. Okay, okay. So in the file menu, you can see backup, restore, log off, setup, options, close. When we go to system parameters, you see owners, buildings, apartments, tenants, equipment manager, vendors, cash book categories, rent frequency, lease terms, credit cards. Then emails, date rent reminder emails. You can send and you can also configure. Expiring leases email, custom email, okay. The rentals, adjust rental rate, late payment lists. Then you have tools, reminders, to-do lists, cash book, reports, payment reports, tenants, owners, buildings, apartments, cash books, cash book reports, vendors, equipment, leases, maintenance. Then you have the help menu, you have contents, which will display um, the main help file, the documentation. Um, okay, so let's see. We'll go back again. So yeah, this is the main help file. You press contents, and now you can see the main help file. Okay, yeah. So if you need any help, just come to this window and I'm sure you have a quick answer to your question. Okay, then you can also see company homepage. This will take you to the company homepage. Product homepage will take you to the product homepage. Blog will take you to the blog. Boachsoft blog. YouTube channel will take you to Boachsoft YouTube channel where you can find all the support videos for Boachsoft products. Then about, well, this will tell you more about the software. Uh, so you can see this is Boachsoft Landlord. Okay. Anyway, right now on the left side of the screen you see the Outlook bar. The Outlook bar has been divided into sections. There's main, accounting, system parameters, email, other tools, letters. Almost everything, almost every menu item that you can find on the in the main menu of the program can be accessed via the Outlook bar. Okay, you can see that the icons are many. You scroll up or down by dragging. So you drag upwards and you drag downwards. That is how to scroll. Okay. So in the main section, you find owners, tenants, buildings, apartments, equipment, to-do list, vendors, and then the help file. Then you click this. This is the accounting section. You see cash book, Then use this icon, collect rent, record expense, record income, payment history. Okay, so if you want to see the payment history of a tenant, you click here. You go to system parameters, see users, cash book categories, rent frequency, lease terms, credit cards. Then email, configure late rent reminder email, send late rent emails, configure expiring leases email, send expiring leases emails, configure custom emails, send custom emails. Then other tools, reminders, adjust rental rate, then letters. If you want to create late rent, if you want to print late rent letters to your tenants, you just click on this. And then you have lease agreement, and then lease agreement. Yeah, expiring lease agreement. If you want to remind a tenant that his lease is about to expire, use this. Then you can create your own custom letters. Okay, so this is the main section. Okay, right. So the Outlook bar would always be on the left side of your screen. I've just explained how to use the Outlook bar. Okay, now in order to use Boachsoft landlord software or property management software, you first need to create an owner. Every property has an owner, okay? So you can categorize your properties. If you have multiple buildings and you are managing them for different owners, you use the owners section to create the owners, okay? Okay, so you see, you click owners. Now you see the owners window displayed here: code, name, address, city, state, zip, tell, email, right? And then when you go down, yeah, you see a bar. On the bottom section, you see this bar. You create new in order to create a new owner. Then you can delete, you can edit, you can print. Okay. Then you can also search. Okay. So there are several fields, right? So if you want to search, just type it. As you type it, you see um, the window filtering the records based on the criteria that you've entered here. Okay, if you want to display all records again, you click clear. Okay, so we're going to search. Okay, so we're going to use the code. So maybe we type 1 here. Now what happens? We type 1 code section and it's already filtered it. Okay, now whenever you need to edit an item, just double click it. So I double clicked it and the edit screen has come. Okay, so to create a new owner, you click new. Okay, yeah, okay. So now let's see the owner dialog. The owner dialog. I wouldn't go through all, but you can see the fields. Okay, then there's this tab, general tab. Okay, the notes. Okay, so this is general. So in order to use the software, you must create at least one owner. Yep. Okay, so we didn't really make any change. Next, we can next the tenant window. You click tenants, the tenant icon, and then you see the tenants window. On the top here, same thing. New, edit, delete, print. Print will print whatever is on the screen here. The tenants. Then you click payment history in order to see a tenant's payment history. In order to search, you use the same window. Okay, just like owners, there's a field and there's a criteria. So you just type um, whatever you need here. And as you type, the records will be filtered. Okay. Now to edit again, you just double click. Okay. You can when you can click create new in order to create a new tenant. Right. Okay. Um, when you double click it, it brings up the tenant dialog. Okay. So you can see this one. It has five tabs. The first one is the general tab. Okay, you go to this one, general tool, date of birth. Yeah, now if you want to put a tenant on wait list, you check this. Financial, the notes and incidents, you click this. Use the section to write notes. And then any incident, use the section. Then go to the last tab, so it's other, okay? Now the other tab also has three subtabs. The first one, you can double click just to edit, insert to insert, and so on, delete to delete. Then pets, you can use this to keep a record of the pets. Then occupants, you can use this to keep a record of the other occupants. Okay, the tenants, the other people living with the tenant. Use the screen. Okay. Um, okay. Now below this, you see this. It says security deposits. Security deposits. Payment dates, amount, payment method, memo, deposit paid by daughter. So this is a security deposit field. Okay, so if you collect security deposits, use this window. Okay, now to the right of the screen, you see the buttons, new, edit, delete, and then print. Okay, so use this to add edits, to create new security deposits, and then to delete existing ones. Okay, like I said, you can also search, right? If we want to search for something like search by first name. Now, since we want to say search by Isabel, so we just type this Isabel, you know, it's already filtered it. You see how it was filtered. Isabel I, okay. So all names with I, all tenants with I, in their names are first displayed. Then IS, okay. So we just type 2 and it filtered down to Isabel Garcia, okay, right. Okay, next, buildings. To access the buildings from that by click buildings. That's in the main section, buildings. Okay, so in the buildings, this is the building screen. Owner code, description, address, city. So okay. Then at the bottom part here, you have the buttons for creating new building, delete, edit for printing, edit for searching. Well, the search field works just like the previous one, right? Okay, so you click new, and then the new building window comes up. See, so you must first select an owner. You give each owner a unique code. So when you come here, you select the code for the owner. Okay, then you type the description here, then click cancel. Okay, so if to edit existing buildings, just double click any of them. See, yeah. Okay, so now after creating your buildings, next you need to create an apartment for the building we have created. Okay, the apartment window is like the heart of the program. Okay, to access it on the outlook bar, sit on the main section, and then you go to apartments. Okay, now there's the apartment window. Okay, now this place, see it's all see buildings. Okay, so yeah, you see a list of all owners and their buildings. This is a tree view, so you can collapse it. Okay, so every owner, so you see this one, Samantha O'Brien, then the building, and then Qantas Heights, one building, this owner, two, Sandra Scheisenberg, San Francisco skyscraper, then Nico Schlesinger, yeah, this building, Embarcadero Plaza. Okay, um, well, this is just test data. Don't worry. Okay, now you can see the apartments on the left hand side. Okay, so these are the apartments for each of them: building, apartment, tenant, company, square foot, bedrooms, bathrooms. Right. Okay. Now, when you click on a particular owner, or only apartments uh, in buildings associated with the owner will be displayed. So we click that. Okay. Now, when you click on the building, only apartments in the building will be displayed. Okay. If you want to display all, you click on owners. Okay. Yeah. So that's the heart of the program. Okay. If either a tenant has been assigned to an apartment, you see it here. Okay. Now, in order to create new apartments, just below, we use these buttons: new, delete, edit, print, just like the others. Okay, so you click new in order to create a new uh, apartment. So this is the new apartment dialog. You type in the details, and then you can set you can assign a tenant. To assign a tenant, you click the search button, and then a window select tenant dialog box will appear. You choose the tenant, and then you click OK. For example, this one, you click OK. Oh, it says tenant has already been assigned to another apartment. Okay. Well, we'll see. Okay, so there's the tenant. There's the new apartment dialog box. So info one, info two. Okay, it tells you about the apartment status: normal, damaged, leasing, moved, normal, renovated, renting, repaired, reserved, subleasing. Okay, regular. Then categories. So in that one, that two. Well, if you have customer information you want to keep, you can type them here. Then the facilities, right? Uh, has it got a dining area? Has it got a microwave, a fireplace, a balcony, and so on? You check all. Refrigerator, just check all here. The notes, well, there's a wire screen. You can type extra information about the apartment. Okay. Now the key thing here is rent. The rent you set here is very important to appear on rental agreements. Okay. Yeah. Now, okay, so there's one apartment number 227. The rent is 1,600 US dollars per month. It has been assigned to Sharon Stone, who works for the company here. Okay. Now, okay, you can search through your apartment using the fields here, just like in the previous windows. It works the same way, right? Now, below that, you find three buttons: view or create new rental agreement, delete rental agreement, print rental agreement, maintenance. Okay. Now, before you can start charging a customer or you can start billing, you need to create a rental agreement. So to create a new rental agreement, use the first button, this one here. To create another one, is the delete. To view um, the rental agreement, you select it. To delete it, the same. But first, you must first select the apartment. Okay. So to create a rental agreement, a new rental agreement, you must select the apartment. Okay. You cannot create a rental agreement for an apartment uh, without a tenant. So you first have to assign a tenant to an apartment, and then when you're done, then you can click create or view. You can click create new rental agreements. Okay, so this is it. Rental agreement window, rental agreement form. Okay, so we are viewing in this. You see this? This data cannot be altered. So you see the tenant's name. So you enter rents, lease or damage deposits, late fee, flat rates, late fee per day. Okay, then the rent frequency, yeah, you see it here. Then first payment date will be due on. Then you have lease terms, lease start dates, lease end dates, move in date, move out date, first payment dates. Then it's notes. Okay, close. Now below the apartments, you have find recurring charges. So every apartment with a valid rental agreement, you see recurring charges. Okay. Um, After creating a rental agreement, the rent recurring charge will be entered for you. If you want to create other recurring charges, you use the same screen and the buttons at the bottom. Okay, so that's it. Let's go to the bottom here. Use the buttons at the bottom. Yeah. Okay. Add, edit, delete, print charges, then refresh buildings. Okay, so we can this one you can see parking. Type parking amount 50, late fee, flat rate, daily late fee, bi-weekly, start dates, end dates. Right. Okay, so this is basically it. Now when you add new buildings, they may not appear. So if they don't appear, you click here, refresh buildings in order to refresh the buildings list. Okay. Now you can view rental agreement at any time. Okay. When a rental agreement or a tenancy agreement comes to an end, you can delete it, right? In order to renew it, you delete it and create a new one. So to do so, you click delete, right? Now, maintenance. If you want to access the maintenance records for an apartment, you click maintenance here. You select the apartment and then you click maintenance. So you see the maintenance screen has been displayed. Okay. You see date, description, type, status, priority, costs, so on. Then there are buttons at the bottom here. Say new, delete, edit, print. We'll use this to create, edit, and delete maintenance items for your selected apartment. There's also a search field. Okay, that this is it. Okay, so this is the heart of the program. Now, when you click new, no, okay, when you select this, when you try to create a new rental agreement, it will give you an error. It says tenant does not exist. Okay, because a tenant has not been assigned to this apartment. Okay, so you must first assign a tenant to an apartment in order to create a tenancy agreement or a rental agreement. Okay, you come here to do so. Now, renting. When you rent frequency. Let's quickly go to that. You go to system parameters, rent frequency. Okay, system parameters, rent frequency. Right. You can use this to add. These are system defined frequencies, but you can add your own bi-weekly, semi-annually, monthly, and so on. But you can add yours. But you cannot edit or delete the system defined rent frequencies. Okay. Um, let's go back to the main page. Now, in order to now collect rent, you go to, okay, now let's go back to, before that, let's go to tenants. Um, okay, tenants. Now we have a tenant selected, Isabel. Uh, if you want to see the payment history of the tenant, you can just click here, and the the payment history will be displayed. Okay, date paid, credit card check number, and so on. You see it here, right? And then the details. See, here she paid. Well, you can see the total. Total paid 7,200, and the total that was due. So 7,200 was due, and then she paid all. Okay. So then below you see the details of the transaction. The billing date was for July 12th. The type was rent. The amount 7,000 is the apartment. Then yeah, is the billing date, rent late fee. Okay. So she did not pay her rent on time, so a late fee was charged. Okay. Now, if you want to delete a transaction, this is where you come to. Okay, just click void payments, and then when you click void payment, the transaction will be cancelled. Okay. Now you can do the same thing by going to accounting payment history. And then you select the tenants. Okay. Yeah. This will also bring up the payment history window. Then there's okay. Now collecting rents. If a tenant is coming to pay his or her rent, or you wanna bill ahead, charge the tenant, where you go to? Okay, you click collect rent, then a list of tenants will appear. Okay, you use this field to search, you know, like we did previously. So you click, let's say it's Sharon Stone, and then you click OK, and then this is the payment window comes, the collect rent window comes up. Now the collect rent window at the top, you see name of tenants, the address, and so on. Then the apartment or suite. Then you see the outstanding charges. As you can see here, she's paid all her bills. Okay, but we want to charge ahead because she wants to pay in advance. Charges are only entered when the billing date occurs. Okay, so if you bill monthly, if you bill at the end of the month, right, or let's say on the 20th of every month, on the 20th, the outstanding charges will be created for you by the software. Okay, but what if the person is paying several days ahead? You click charge ahead. Okay, it's a number of periods to charge ahead for selected tenants. Please note that this would be applied to all recurring bills associated with the current tenants. Exactly. Now we want to charge ahead one period. Okay. Now all recurring bills will be affected. So not only rent, but if you have a recurring bill for say parking, you charge a parking fee to be created. So yeah, we just click OK. It says this on September 13th, 2021. Please type parking, apartment, amount due 50, paying, uh, okay. The paying is the amount that the person wants to pay right now. A memo is, what you want to enter. If you want to enter a memo, you enter it here. Okay. Now to edit this, you double click it. Okay, the rent is what 1,500, right? Now, so the paying field, of course, the amount. So now rent, she's paying all 1,500. So you double click it, and then you type 1,500. The amount being paid cannot be more than the amount being billed, but it can be less than that. Okay, part payment, maybe the tenant hasn't got enough money. If you accept part payments, then you can use that one. So now memo, you can type something. Uh, Memo, uh, so say something like tenants paid, um, tenants paid us. Oh, okay, payment was was made. Payment was made in cash. Okay, I click OK. So it says 1,500. Now automatically is you see payments applied 1,500. Now this is the total due 50 plus 1,500. That's 1,550. This is the amount payment applied. Okay, 1,500. And then okay, this one 50. So I just click 50. You double click it. Okay, then you just click OK. You can edit it later. Yeah. So you can add a one-time charge. To do so, you just click this, add this, then add a category. Then use this. You can use this to create new categories. Then their apartments. Okay. Then the billing date. You select the billing date. Okay. You can delete a charge using this. You can edit a charge. Okay. If you don't want a receipt to be printed, you can check this button. Okay. So we have applied the amounts, but the tenant can pay by cash, check, or credit card. Okay. So we use this section to the amount enter the amount being paid. That the amount being paid should be equal to the payments applied. The amount being paid cannot be less than or more than the payments applied. Okay. So now let's say our customer wants to pay, wants to write a check for us, and the check is 1,500, but wants to pay uh, the parking fee in cash. We enter parking 50. Okay, now the amount being paid is now 1,550, which is equal to the payment applied. The payment applied, that was what we entered up here. Okay, then credit card. Well, you can enter the check number, whatever, right? Now, when you are done, you click OK. Uh, this is the reports. Okay, so those are reports or a receipt. Mount button. This is okay. This company, well, doesn't really exist. Was this is just demonstration data. So these are receipts, payments receipts for the tenants. You can keep a copy, but So tenant information, then the invoice number, the dates, the bill, rent, amount due 1,500, she paid all, parking, she paid all, total due, total paid, then the amount collected, well, cash, the payment, like as we said earlier, payment can be made by cash, check, credit card, right? So you just enter the various amounts here, okay? If you need to sign, you can sign here, then you can just click close, okay? So I've highlighted the core of the program, but there are other features, for example, equipment. Use this to manage equipment for apartments, okay? So you use this to select the apartment, then use this, the buttons below to enter the equipment. Then we have vendors, we have equipment, we have to-do list. Yeah, you can create a to-do list, right? Um, this is a to-do list window. You can show all, to create a to-do list, a to-do list item for a particular date. Just click the date, click new. It has to be a future date. This is September, right? So this is September 16th to-do list item, right? You have enter description, notes, then the priority, then you can create a reminder for the item, to-do list item, okay? Then, okay, to view to this to-do list items for a particular date, just click it. If you want to show all, just click the show all, okay? So you see, we had one install fire alarm, so on June 29th, meeting and so on, okay? Then we closed it, okay? Now we go back. Now this vendors, um, for you may vendors, um, maintenance for maintenance records. You would want to enter the vendor, you know, if an apartment, if a maintenance, if maintenance work is going on in an apartment, you can enter it, and then you can enter the type, okay? But well, for example, maybe plumbing works, electrical works, and so on, okay? Now use the vendor screen to organize the addresses of the people who work for you, who maintain your apartments, the companies that do the painting, the companies that do the repairs, and so on. You can organize all of them using the screen. Okay, so you type all of them out and you manage them with the buttons at the bottom, just like we've done previously. Okay, you can search and so on. So this is the essence of the um, vendor screen. Then you can use the help button to access the documentation. I think we did that earlier. So we'll quickly close the documentation. Accounting. As I've already said, there's a cash book. You can use this to track um, your revenues and your expenditures. Okay. Now this cash book, right, tracks expenses and then what revenues. Now, each time you collect payments using the collect payment window, the details are entered automatically into your cash book for you. Okay. Now, you can also enter your own details. I mean, you can create. You click. In order to enter a new cash book entry, you click new. Okay, then this is the cash book form. You enter a date for the cash book item, description, a category, right? Now, each cash book entry must have a category. Okay. Um, so, well, you see some predefined categories: advertising, miscellaneous, food, insurance, late fee, repairs, blah blah blah. You can also create some new categories by just clicking the button here. Okay. Then the cash book categories window will come up. Then you can enter your categories. Okay. Then you must choose the type, expense, income categories. So you enter an amount, select a vendor. If there's a vendor associated with the expense, then the suite or apartment. Okay. Then type the expense and the income, blah blah blah. Okay. So there's new, delete, edit, print. Now there's expense and income. Okay. Okay. So this is the cash book. You can refer to the documentation for more information. This video isn't supposed to be lengthy. Just well, you can, if there's a particular feature that you're finding problems with, you can contact us. We'll create more support videos for those features. Okay, but I just want to show you some more. There's users. You can use this to create new users. The admin user is a system defined user. It cannot be deleted, right? But it can be edited. You cannot alter the privileges, but you can set a password for it. So, right, you type the password and repeat the password. If you forget the admin password, um, and you don't have any other admin account, your other users will be able to log in, but you will not be able to use all the features of the software. So when setting a password for the admin account, you've got to be very careful. Okay. If you do not have any other account apart from the admin account and you forget your admin password, then you cannot log into the software. You would have to contact us in order to have your password reset. We can do it for you. Okay. Um, but I know you wouldn't want to go through that. So just take note. Okay. So to create a new user, just click new, type user ID, first name, last name. The person will log in using the user ID. Then the privileges, where you can see program options, modify users. Well, you check the appropriate privileges. Then the set password, you can set a password for the person. Okay. Um, close. When the person logs in, the person can modify his password by going to File, Users, then what? Change password. Okay. The printer, uses to set the printer for printing reports. Okay. Um, Accounting system parameters. Credit cards, you use this to create um, the credit cards available. You can add to what the existing ones, you can delete them. Then there are lease terms. Same thing, right? If you want to add to it, you just type here, you click insert. If you want to delete, you select, and then you click delete, right? Credit cards, rent frequencies, we have already talked about that. We've also talked about cash book categories. Okay, now that, okay. Now email, just go to here, then email, configure email screen, configure leads, rent and charges email, leads, charges email. You have introduction, then you have a sign off. Okay, then you click preview, right? An example will be generated for you. Okay, so you right, this is how the emails will look like, right? Then you can also use this to send the emails. You click send late rent emails, then you click send mail to tenants whose rent and charges are late by at least X days. Okay, then click OK. Mailing list. Okay, then or you check the appropriate names and then you click send. And then when you're ready to send, you click start sending. Okay, uh, exactly. Abort. Okay. Okay, you can do the same for the others, right? Okay, now let's go to the file menu. Um, File menu, you see program options. And in the options menu, you see owner information. Okay, so this will appear on your receipts and so on. And there's the setup email. Use this to set up your email name, email address, username, password, server. Okay, um, SMTP. These will be your SMTP settings. Okay, so if you want the software to automatically send emails to your tenants, you can do that by entering your SMTP settings here. Okay, we won't do that now. Then other tools, reminders. Use the reminders to create reminders. Then adjust rental rates. Okay, now you can adjust all your rental rates, right? You can adjust for all apartments, for a particular tenant, for all apartments in the building, or for a selected apartment. Right? You can apply to future rental rates, you can apply to current rental agreements, or to both. Then the type of increase. You can increase the rent by a percentage or increase it by a fixed amount, right? Yeah, use the screen for that. You can create custom letters and print them. For example, late rent or charges letter. This is it. Now you can insert fields, late rent charges. So you type it here. You can see mail merge fields. The software will replace these mail merge fields with the appropriate data. Okay, so this is, for example, late rent notice. Right now, these are the mail merge fields. Right, you can insert any of them, and then the software will process them. Okay, so you can click these agreements, rental agreement and regulations. Preparation and execution of this form should be under the direction of an attorney. Okay, so rental agreement is the same thing. You can create it, and then you can also create your custom letters. Right, so you can type a name for it, custom letters. Um, okay, so we are creating new letter. So we click create new here. Okay, so it's now appeared here. So we select it, right? Then the custom letter screen comes up. Okay, so we can type something. Say uh, for parking fee in the editor is very simple. If you need more tools, you could type it in Microsoft Word or Microsoft WordPad, Windows WordPad, and when you're done, you can copy the information and paste it here. Parking fee, then you say, dear tenant, first name, comma, your parking fee. Okay, so um, this is it. It says parking fee increase. Dear tenant, parking fee for your class of dear tenant's first name, parking fee for your class of apartments has been increased by $50. Sincerely, management. Or we can format it, type New Roman, make it bold, and then change to recenter it. Okay, bye bye. We're done. Then okay. So we save it. Then we can click what save and print. Okay. Now we'll choose uh, all the tenants who must receive this. Who must receive letters, right? Okay. Now, if we are sending the letter to Sharon Stone, we'll check here. Diana Windsor will check here. Okay. So we can check all and uncheck all. This makes it easy to do so. Okay. So now let's say uncheck all. We'll send it to only the first two tenants. Okay. Now we are done. So you click print. Save and print. Uncheck all. Then say click print. Well, first we need to set up the printer. Options. This is a printer. Okay. Uh, we choose Microsoft Print to PDF. So click apply. Okay. So we go back to our custom letters. Parking fee increase. We select it. And save and print and check all. We're sending it to the first two, Sharon Stone and Diana Windsor. Okay, so we'll click print. Uh, this is the print to PDF. So the first one, let's call it PDF. Then second one. Okay, so it's a very useful feature. Okay, so this is the short introduction. If you have any concern or any problem or you need further information, feel free to contact us at any time via phone, email, WhatsApp, or using the Telegram Messenger. Okay, thank you and have a great day.